To speak of Chanel is to speak of a century of genius, of 25 creations that not only defined fashion, but reshaped the very meaning of luxury itself. From the first felt hats to the daring 22 bag, each piece tells a story of vision, freedom, and perfection. The tweed suit, the number 5 perfume, the little black dress, the 2.55 bag, the boy Chanel. They are not mere objects. They are living chapters of a legend. Because Chanel doesn't dress bodies, it dresses generations. This is a tribute to the 25 masterpieces that made Chanel an eternal name. It all began with a hat. In 1910, Gabrielle Chanel opened her first workshop in Paris and forever changed the way the world understood elegance. While others worshipped excess and ornamentation, she chose simplicity, pure felt, clean lines, perfect proportions. Her hats didn't seek attention, they deserved it. These pieces became the symbol of a new kind of woman, free, practical, confident. Actresses and aristocrats embraced them as a banner of modernity. Chanel didn't decorate heads, she liberated minds. In every trimmed brim and every austere shape, the idea that would guide her entire legacy was born. Elegance as freedom. It was the first gesture of a quiet revolution that, in time, would be known simply as Chanel. In the midst of World War I, Chanel broke the rules once again. While Paris struggled to survive, she took a humble fabric, jersey, once used for men's undergarments, and transformed it into a symbol of modern elegance. Thus was born the jersey sailor suit. Light, functional, and unexpectedly free. For the first time, women could move, work, and breathe within their clothes. Luxury was no longer about rigidity, but about comfort with purpose. Chanel understood that true modernity lay not in embellishment, but in simplicity. That suit was more than fashion. It was a statement. The Chanel woman ceased to be decoration and became the protagonist. And for the first time, the world began to follow her rhythm. In 1921, Chanel decided that elegance should also have a scent. She commissioned perfumer Ernest Beau to create a fragrance that smelled like a woman, not like flowers. Thus was born Chanel No. 5, an abstract modern composition, impossible to categorize. Its bottle, pure and geometric, reflected the same vision as her fashion, beauty in simplicity. When Marilyn Monroe confessed she slept with only a few drops of No. 5, the perfume became a myth. It was more than a fragrance. It was identity, desire, eternity. Chanel No. 5 didn't just perfume the skin, it perfumed history. Every drop contains the soul of the house, sobriety, mystery, and timeless perfection. In 1926, Chanel took what had once been the color of mourning and turned it into the color of modernity. The little black dress was revolutionary in its simplicity. Straight lines, perfect proportions, and a quiet confidence that needed no adornment. It was not designed to attract attention, but to reveal character. Vogue called it the uniform for all women of taste, and they were right. In an era obsessed with excess, Chanel gave the world discipline, freedom, and clarity. The little black dress became a mirror of the modern woman, elegant, self-sufficient, and untouchable in her poise. It was not just a garment, it was an idea. And that idea still defines what sophistication means a century later. In the era of 1930, Chanel once again looked where others did not, to men's wardrobes. Inspired by the jackets worn by English gentlemen, she reimagined them in soft tweed, adding silk linings, braid trims, and gold buttons. The result was revolutionary. Comfort without compromise, structure without stiffness. The Chanel tweed suit became the armor of modern femininity. Refined, functional, and fearless. It moved with the body, not against it. It gave women authority without sacrificing grace. The Chanel logo, discreet yet proud, crowned each button like a seal of power. Decades later, the tweed suit remains more than clothing. It is a symbol. It represents freedom made fashionable, elegance made eternal. In February 1955, Chanel changed fashion forever once again. She created a handbag that allowed women to be free. Hands unbound, elegance intact. The 255, named for its date of creation, blended function and sophistication. Quilted leather inspired by jockey jackets, a chain strap like jewelry, and the iconic rectangular lock. It wasn't just a bag, it was independence carried on the shoulder. Each detail told a story of rebellion wrapped in refinement. Decades later, the 2.55 remains an emblem of autonomy and allure, the heartbeat of the house that never stops echoing freedom. Chanel believed elegance began from the ground up. In 1957, she introduced the two-tone shoes, beige body, black toe, a stroke of genius in proportion and illusion. The lighter tone lengthened the leg, the darker tip shortened the foot. The effect? Instant elegance, effortless poise. Haute, crafted in soft leather with the Chanel logo discreetly placed inside, these shoes became the perfect companion for every woman's day, chic enough for evening, comfortable enough for work. They blurred the line between utility and beauty, a balance only Chanel could achieve. The two-tone shoe didn't just complete the outfit, it completed the idea of modern grace. At the end of the 50s, Chanel transformed a simple utilitarian object into a symbol of allure. The chain belt, interlaced with leather and adorned with small charms engraved with the Chanel logo, it defined the waist like a jewel of confidence. It wasn't ostentation, it was rhythm. The sound of links brushing against silk, echoing freedom in motion. Women could adjust it, style it, make it theirs. With one accessory, Chanel merged functionality, seduction, and authority. The chain belt wasn't decoration, it was punctuation. The golden signature of a woman who moved with purpose and grace. Neither rose nor lily, the camellia became the flower of Chanel. Pure geometry turned into eternal grace. Its petals, perfect and symmetrical, reflected the balance she sought in every creation. Worn on a lapel, pinned to hair, or adorning a shoe, it symbolized refinement without fragility. Each one crafted by hand from silk or leather, often accented by the Chanel logo, the camellia embodied serenity and strength. It didn't wither. It didn't fade. It endured. More than an ornament, it was philosophy made tangible, beauty as discipline, elegance as restraint, and eternity captured in bloom. By the heart of 1960, the Chanel suit had become more than fashion. It was identity. But under Coco's vision, it evolved again. Lighter fabrics, sharper silhouettes, a dialogue between tradition and modernity. The Chanel logo adorned buttons like a signature of legacy. Worn by icons from Jackie Kennedy to Catherine Deneuve, it defined the language of power for women everywhere. The jacket moved like a second skin. The skirt followed in rhythm. Elegance that breathed instead of constraining. In every stitch, the spirit of freedom remained. The Chanel suit was not remade. It was reborn, proving that true style never ages. It simply refines itself with time. Small, radiant, and perfectly symmetrical. Chanel's golden buttons became the visual signature of the house. More than a mere detail, they were an emblem, the finishing touch that transformed each garment into a statement of precision and pride. The interlocking CC logo represented not just Coco herself, but the eternal dialogue between tradition and modernity. Each button was a miniature sculpture, polished metal glowing softly under light, catching the rhythm of movement. On every jacket, on every coat, they reminded the world that true luxury lies in craftsmanship, in the quiet perfection of something made to last. They were not ornaments. They were the punctuation marks of elegance. Chanel's gloves were never just accessories. They were attitude. Crafted from supple black leather cut short at the wrist, they revealed as much as they concealed. Coco saw them as an extension of elegance, practical, mysterious, sensual. In the 1970s, they became a symbol of Parisian sophistication, bold yet understated. Worn with tweed or silk, they whispered rather than shouted. The Chanel logo embossed near the wrist was a promise of confidence, a seal of style that needed no explanation. Even today, the short gloves embody a kind of femininity that commands respect without ever raising its voice. Power in silence, allure in control. When Chanel launched the Premiere, it redefined time with elegance. Its octagonal case echoed the shape of Place Vendôme and the stopper of the legendary No. 5 bottle, geometry distilled into perfection. It was the first watch designed exclusively for women, with no trace of masculine imitation. Each tick of the Premiere measured not hours, but grace. The interwoven metal and leather strap mirrored the texture of Chanel's handbags, while the Chanel logo glowed discreetly on the dial. More than an instrument, it was a jewel. A silent companion that captured precision, femininity, and eternity in a single gesture. Under Karl Lagerfeld's direction, Chanel resurrected its most iconic creation, the 2.55 reissue. Same spirit, renewed energy, aged leather, darkened chain, and the original Mademoiselle lock gave the bag back its soul. It was a bridge between Coco and Karl, between memory and modernity. The Chanel logo engraved on the clasp shone softly, like a whisper from the past. Every stitch recalled the discipline of its creator. Every curve her revolutionary clarity. The 255 reissue was not a replica. It was reverence, a dialogue between generations, a salute to the genius that turned simplicity into eternity. Inspired by Arthur Boy Capel, Coco's great love and muse, the Boy Chanel was born. With its firm structure, sharp lines, and androgynous soul, it embodied the fearless energy of the modern woman. It was Chanel reinterpreted for a new era, less classic, more daring, but carrying the same heartbeat of timeless elegance. The Chanel logo engraved on its industrial clasp gleamed like armor polished by light. Every angle spoke of rebellion tamed by refinement. The Boy Chanel proved that legacy is not something preserved. It is something that evolves. Strength became beauty, and love became design. At the dawn of the new millennium, Chanel gave modern femininity its scent. Coco Mademoiselle was born from a vision of youth, independence, and allure. A fragrance that was light yet profound, delicate yet unforgettable. It embodied the spirit of a woman who belonged to no one but herself. The bottle, pure and geometric, reflected light like crystal poetry. The Chanel logo, engraved in gold on its cap, shone with quiet pride. Notes of jasmine, patchouli, and vanilla blended into an abstract harmony, sensual without excess, timeless without effort. More than a perfume, Coco Mademoiselle became a declaration, freedom, bottled with elegance. In 2010, Chanel entered the world of masculine fragrance with a new language: restraint, strength, and sophistication. Bleu de Chanel captured the essence of freedom in scent form: deep, mysterious, elemental. Its bottle, a midnight blue monolith, shimmered like the ocean under moonlight. The Chanel logo, engraved in silver, reflected in every droplet as if time stood still. Woody notes of cedar and sandalwood intertwined with citrus and incense, creating balance between earth and air. It wasn't just cologne, it was character distilled. A portrait of the modern man. Independent, composed, magnetic. In 2014, Chanel did the unthinkable. It placed couture on the move. The tweed sneakers were a revolution in comfort and luxury, where craftsmanship met motion. Woven in pastel threads and metallic fibers, they merged the language of streetwear with the heritage of haute couture. The Chanel logo, stitched discreetly on the heel, gleamed like a symbol of evolution. These shoes weren't about running faster. They were about moving forward, with confidence, grace, and style. They embodied a truth Chanel had always understood. True elegance is not about standing still, but about walking freely through life. Named in honor of the woman behind the legend, the Gabrielle bag captured duality: strength and softness, structure and freedom. Its rigid base supported a supple upper body of quilted leather, perfectly balanced like the woman it was inspired by. The chain strap, woven with leather, slid effortlessly across the shoulder, a gesture both sensual and empowering. The Chanel logo, engraved on a small golden charm, glowed like memory itself. The Gabrielle bag wasn't a return to the past. It was a dialogue with it. A love letter to Coco, written in modern design. The Métier d'Art collection is Chanel's annual ode to craftsmanship, a living testament to the artisans who turn fabric into eternity. Each gown, each embroidery, each golden thread tells a story of devotion and mastery. In ateliers bathed in golden light, the Chanel logo appears carved in marble or stitched into silk, uniting past and future. Sequins shimmer like constellations. Hands move with sacred precision. It is not fashion, it is heritage, made visible. Through Métier d'Art, Chanel reminds the world that luxury is not mass-produced. It is handmade, heart by heart, stitch by stitch. Under Virginie Viard's direction, the tweed jacket, Chanel's eternal symbol, was reborn with quiet power. Softer silhouettes, pastel tones, and subtle metallic threads brought new light to a timeless icon. Inside each lining, the Chanel logo shone discreetly, like a whisper of heritage. These jackets didn't scream luxury, they breathed it. In every hand-stitched hem and perfectly balanced button, Viard's vision honored Coco's legacy while shaping a new femininity. Confident, serene, effortless. It was evolution, not reinvention. The same spirit of freedom, spoken in a gentler voice. A creation of balance and audacity, the Chanel 19 redefined modern chic. Its oversized quilting, relaxed silhouette, and tri-metal chain embodied casual sophistication. The Chanel logo, interwoven into the clasp, gleamed with a new rhythm. Bold, yet refined. It was both playful and powerful, a bag that moved through life with its owner rather than sitting still in display. Leather aged beautifully, softening like memory, and the chain draped across the shoulder like confidence itself. The Chanel 19 became more than an accessory. It became the modern woman's echo of independence, freedom, and ease. In the new decade, Chanel dared to experiment with transparency. Resin, once industrial, became a medium of art. Bracelets, earrings, and rings glowed like captured light. Colorful, fluid, alive. Within each piece floated a miniature Chanel logo, suspended as if trapped inside a droplet of time. These weren't relics of the past, but reflections of the present. Playful, bold, poetic. They embodied Chanel's eternal paradox. Classic and rebellious, refined yet experimental. Through resin and reflection, the house proved once again that luxury is not about imitation, but imagination. Every year, Chanel's cruise and haute couture collections transform fashion into architecture of dreams. Runways become temples of light, where silk, lace, and pearls glide like music. The Chanel logo, projected in gold, crowns each space like a quiet divinity. Behind the elegance lies a universe of precision. Hands adjusting, sewing, sculpting beauty from silence. Each dress tells a story of grace reborn, simplicity refined, and power disguised as calm. These collections remind the world that haute couture is not costume. It is emotion made visible, art worn as second skin. The Chanel 22 closed a circle, a return to simplicity, comfort, and lightness. Made of soft calfskin that folds and breathes, it was designed for real life, not just for galleries. Its tone-on-tone stitching formed the Chanel logo, subtle yet unmistakable, an emblem of quiet luxury. The bag exuded confidence without effort, elegance without rigidity. Carried effortlessly, it moved with its wearer like a companion, modern, versatile, human. The Chanel 22 is not just the latest chapter. It's the proof that Chanel's essence endures. Decades pass, but its message remains the same: freedom, refinement, and eternal grace. Paris glows at dawn. The Seine mirrors the soft gold of the rising sun, and in the distance, the Chanel logo shimmers faintly above a Haussmann rooftop. Around it, time stands still. One by one, the icons of a century appear like memories suspended in light. The 2.55, the number 5, the little black dress, the tweed suit, the boy bag, each radiating the same quiet power that built an empire of grace. Golden threads glint, fabrics ripple, perfume vapor drifts through the air. And suddenly, all those elements unite, forming the double C that has become a universal symbol of timeless beauty. Chanel is not just a house, it is a heartbeat stitched into history, an idea that turned simplicity into luxury, rebellion into elegance, and a woman's name into eternity. Because fashion changes, trends fade, but Chanel remains, untouched, undiminished, eternal.